Hello YouTube, Brown Tactical back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a full knife collection video, even though nobody asked for it, but you know what? Here it is. So I guess we'll just start off wherever. First knife I'm going to pull out, this is one of my favorite knives here. This is a Brothers of Bushcraft made by Tops, Fieldcraft. This is an awesome knife. This is about $100, little bit more. I bought it a few years ago. This is just a, totally utilitarian bushcraft knife. Red micarta handles. This weird little dimple thing that they say is supposed to be a notch for a bow drill, but I would never use it for that. I mean, I would make one out of a piece of wood. I'm not gonna burn a hole in my knife handle. I think that's kind of silly. I love this knife. I love the knife, but there are a couple features that I think are a little bit silly. This one, this little notch right here is supposed to be, it comes with a fire starter too, it's supposed to be able to strike the fire starter, but as you can see, I mean, I've tried this so many times, it will never work, and if anything, you're gonna just scratch your handle up like I just did there. And yeah, it's pretty crappy design as far as that goes. What I would have liked to see is, I've already done it here, is I would have liked to see them put just a section with a 90-degree angle right here, so that I could scrape it on the tang of the knife, and that would do a lot better. You can see this doesn't even work because it's not a sharp angle. So you end up having to just use the blade. Ooh, flames! Love the sheath. It's a Kydex sheath. Overall, really nice knife. Set that aside. Let's see, next knife. This is a big old thing. It's a Dark Edge. I got this at a knife show. I've never even heard of this brand before, Dark Edge, but it was at a gun show, and I just, it was like $35. So I thought I'd pick it up. Hey, why not? Big old knife. It's like a Bowie knife, kind of like a rubberized, not even rubberized, it's just rubber. It's a rubber handle. Big old guard here, and a huge blade. And it actually is not too bad. It's actually pretty darn sharp. And I mean, I wouldn't trust this knife too much, but it's a cool thing, cool looking thing, some eye candy. Alright, next knife here, have a SOG Seal Pup. Now this knife I really like this knife. This is a super cool knife. I think that this knife retails for around $100, $60 to $100. I'm not quite sure what it is right now. I actually got this knife for $20 off of a friend. He didn't find a sheath. He actually found this knife. Can't remember where, but found it. Didn't have a sheath or anything with it, and I said, "Hey man, will you take $20 for it?" And he said, "Sure thing, why not?" I found it anyways, so $20 free for him. And yeah, it comes with the nice serrated edge there, which is, yeah, you can totally use it for a lot of different purposes. It's really good for cutting. I don't have a very good edge on this right now. It's actually pretty crappy. It's got a lot of flat spots, but no edge damage. And I mean, I have really tortured this knife. I've used it. I've hacked at logs and all kinds of stuff with this knife, and the finish has come off just a little bit, but the actual steel is very resilient. So that's one thing I really like this knife about, is that it can take a beating and still come out the other end looking fine. 3 down. Next one. I have a detailed video on this knife, but I'll show it just a real quick look over. This is a Schrade F26. This is like their extreme survival line of knives. Really nice knife. Comes with a a sheath, and I mean the sheath is not bad. Most nylon sheaths I don't really like too much, but this one's pretty good. It has a plastic lining, Velcro, and a little pouch that you can keep, you know, a fire starter, or in this case I have a little teeny tiny Gerber liner frame lock knife. Keep those together. And that's the only Gerber knife that I have, actually. Next knife, and again I have another detailed video on this one too. Go ahead and check out the rest of the videos in my channel if you want to see that. This is the Cold Steel Recon Tanto. And I was kind of flip-flopping between this and the Kobun Tanto by Cold Steel, and I ended up getting this one just because of the black Cerakote or powder coat that they have on here, as well as the blade is an extra, I think an extra inch longer, which is nice to have. An extra inch. Nobody said no to an extra inch, right guys? Next knife, I have a Cold Steel Tiger. You guys are going to see a trend here. I really like Cold Steel knives, so probably have more from them than any other knife company alone. This knife is scary. I would not want to be on the other end of this knife. I mean, the tip on here, I mean, you guys can see the tip is just, hold on, let me get a good focus here for you guys. Yeah, there you go. You can see that tip is extremely sharp. It really just tapers down to such a sharp little point that, I mean, you could totally just stab yourself with just, if you wanted to. And also, I mean, the way that this thing can just hook and grab is, you know, it's scary. It's a scary knife. Alright. Next knife. This one, an MTech. This is actually one of the first knives that I've ever had. I got this at another gun show a long time ago. And you can see that this knife has been through hell and back. It had a pommel on the end, which I ended up breaking off, probably trying to use this as a throwing knife against a tree stump, and that broke off, so I ended up pounding a nail through it, chopping it off, and then peening off the other end so that the handle wouldn't be able to slip off. And it actually works pretty well. It's pretty darn sturdy for whatever you got to do with it. I mean, I've batoned logs with this, used it as a camp knife, and it's, you know, it's gonna get the job done. It's a beater for sure, though. But also one that I probably won't get rid of, just because, you know, that's the first knife I ever got. First real knife. I've had chintzy little pocket knives and stuff like that all through my childhood, but none like that. Oh, here's a big boy. This is an Ontario Spec Plus machete, and it's the 125th anniversary edition. So the normal one has a nylon sheath. This has, I don't want to call this Kydex, but I guess I will. But it's like a plastic, molded plastic. I guess it's Kydex, but sheath. And you know, the sheath is nice. It's sturdy, but I mean, you can see how much force it takes to get this in and out of this sheath. I don't know, maybe breaking in will get that a little bit better. Has a nice sawtooth on the back here and extremely thick stock. It is I mean, you can chop through logs, I mean, 2-3 inches thick with no problem with this knife. Alright, next. Ooh, pretty. This one is a custom-made knife that I got a long time ago. Give you guys a close-up look here at that Damascus steel. Wow. Yep. So this is a custom handmade knife. This was about $150. You can see the mosaic tang pin there, and we have some decorative work on the tang as well on the spine. Really beautiful knife. the Damascus. I'm not sure what kind of pattern that is, what it would be called, but I know it's not just normal Damascus because it's got a specific pattern to it. I really like this knife. Fits well in the hand, and the sheath is also very well crafted. It is a beauty. Alright, there's that one. Alright, that's all my fixed blades. On to the folding knives. Here we have a cold steel Voyager. Now you're going to notice something with this knife is that the tip looks a little bit weird. It's because I actually broke off the tip of this knife and then I had to re-profile it. And you know, the re-profile actually didn't do too bad. I did it with a file, so I mean it is some you know, less than professional work, but if I took some time to actually sharpen it, I could get this tip really nice again. Comes with the triad lock that Cold Steel makes. One of the strongest, probably the strongest pocket knife locking system that they have patented. Really, really solid, sturdy knife. I carry this one all the time. I love it. Next knife. This is a Boker Magnum. I can't remember what this one was called, but it has G10 handles, a liner lock. Says 440 stainless. I really like the detent on this because it gives a little resistance, so you're able to really flick it out pretty quickly. I can actually tighten this with my finger. There is a lot of play in this knife, but you know what? This knife was like 20 bucks, so I don't really care. And I can tighten it up. But yeah, good knife, good knife. Next one. Ooh, this is one of the big boys. This is a Benchmade Mini Barrage. I think 540 is what it's called. Can't remember what it's called. But it's the Mini Barrage. Has a the Axis lock, spring-assisted opener. Comes with 154 cm steel, an Osborne design, and this knife is awesome. Alright, and next, let's see, what do we have here? We have this is a KBAR folding knife. Again, this one is pretty nice with the detent. You can flick it out really, nope, fail. You can flick it out really easily because of the way you can kind of build up a little bit of pressure with it. KBAR, you know, obviously everybody knows the knife brand KBAR from their, you know, classic military fighting knife design. This is just a basic, you know, folding knife design, G10 handles, deep carry pocket clip. Really nice knife. I think this was about $20-some. This is actually a present. I'm not sure actually how much it was. But great little knife. Shouts out to Brendan if you're out there. Thanks for the knife. Alright. Next knife. Which one should I choose? You know what? We'll go old school. And you know what? I gotta show both at the same time. This is the Schrade Oldtimer, and we got a little mini-me too. These are, you know, I just was looking through my collection and I was like, man, I don't have any slip joints, you know? So I figured I'd buy a couple of these, or these came in a set. This was $18 at Walmart for the two of these little knives. This one comes with actually two blades on it. Got one shaped like that, kind of more of a, the tip kind of comes down a little bit more, as opposed to the other one where the tip is a lot sharper. A great little pocket knife, you know, something to hand down to the grandkids. And a little mini-me too, and I thought that was cool. That one. Let's see, I don't want to pull those out yet. Hey, there's one. I actually got this one. I think this is the most recent knife that I got. This is a little Kershaw Oh So Sweet. A little teeny tiny pocket knife, you know. It's got a flipper here, spring assisted, and it opens really strongly. I mean, you can just, it's lightning fast. I mean, you can have it just about anywhere, and it'll fire open really nice. Pocket clip is pretty nice. It's a little tight, but I kind of bent it out just a little bit, and it fits really good in my pants. It was chewing them up a little bit. That's why I bent it a little bit. You can see there's like a little bit of like a reptile scale kind of finish on the plastic scales here. Scales on the scales. But yeah, really great little knife. It's a liner lock, and this knife has absolutely no play at all. It is really sturdy and really nice too. This is probably one of the sharpest knives that I have around. Let's see if I got something I can cut to show you guys. I like to cut these. These are little coin tubes, but I'll show you guys. Just yeah, it just slices right through that like butter, no problem. There's that one. Close that up. Here's one of those little souvenir pocket knives. You know, this one's from San Antonio, Texas. The Alamo. You know, comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different tools. Wow. Yep, 11 tools. That's right, guys. 11 tools on that. Little cheapy kind of multi-tool thing. Now we're getting into the ballast songs. This is a this doesn't have a name. It's just a Chinese. You know, I got this. If anybody knows where Klein's Corners is in New Mexico, coming up from Carlsbad. It's a little travel stop place, little truck stop kind of thing. And they sell a bunch of cool little things. I think I got this for about $9 there, so really good deal for a little, you know, beater flipper. And that's the thing I love about ballast songs too, is no matter how crappy you make the knife, you know, there's play like this. You can see that, how it moves. But when you grip it and you hold that knife, it is not moving anywhere, because your grip is what's locking that knife. There is no locking mechanism, you know. Well, there is like that, but I wouldn't rely on that to. You're not going to be able to. It's more of a manual lock that you have to engage. And this one I actually had to wrap with duct tape, because just kept slipping out, wouldn't stay engaged. So I wrapped it with duct tape to fix that. There's that one. Ooh. Saving the best ones for last here, guys. Here we have a Leatherman Sidekick. I guess I'd throw this in with knives, because, you know, why not? Really nice multi-tool here. We got really nice spring-loaded pair of pliers that, you know, they go really small. You know, you can pinch some things with that. Do all kinds of work. Got little wire snippers. You have Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver there. And then on the other end, we have a serrated cutting blade, a file, and I don't know if this is like a can opener or a bottle opener or what. And then on the other side of the file, it has like a 1-inch ruler or something like that. It doesn't really mark where the inches are, so I don't know what's an inch, like there to there? That'd be my guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, we have those there. And then you close it up. You get on the outside, you get a saw blade, which you could put a number on some thinner logs with that for sure. And then each one of these outside ones has a little, I don't know, I don't want to call it a liner lock, because it's not really a liner, it's more part of the frame, so I'd say it's a frame lock design there. And then on the other end we have just a straight edge knife, and that has a frame lock as well. Nice pocket clip, you can carry it around with you, do whatever you gotta do. And you know, multi-tools, especially the Leatherman, is a really great tool to have with you, because there's so many different uses that you can put it to. Okay, last of my folding knives. This is a Ops Ballast. Can't remember the name of this, but it's G10. So yeah, G10, G10 all the way through. You can see that the scales, they don't have any liners, so it's a solid 4 solid blocks of G10 with some steel spacers and a big old blade in there. And this is definitely my favorite flipper that I have. Really nice knife. Here, I can let's see, let me do one trick here for you guys, because I got one that I think you guys will enjoy. Let's see. This one that took me forever. This is Behind the 8 Ball. I like to do a shout out to Calvination for teaching me this in one of his videos. That's where I learned how to do this. So, here goes. Pretty choppy, but that was it. Hold on. Let me move this out of the way. It's always hard to do it. I'm trying to do it and keep it in frame. Don't cut off my foot. I think that was good enough. And then this is another trick that I taught myself. I don't know if there's a name for it. Alright, now I'll do a quick little breakdown of what that trick was, and plus one other trick that I have learned how to do over my many years of flipping ballast songs. But so that first trick, called Behind the 8 Ball, basically what happens is I'll flip it around a couple times just to get some momentum, and then I'll flip it back around this way. It'll come around my finger just like that, and then I'll kind of transfer my finger under it, and my thumb will replace the index finger. It'll come around the thumb. It's hard to do in slow-mo. I'll catch this handle, and then with that momentum going this way, I'll kind of flip it and rotate it this way so that it'll rotate like that. Coming around the thumb yet again, catching this handle, and then being sure not to get bitten by the bite handle, I'm moving around really quickly so that that momentum pulls the knife back and like that into my hand. So I'll see if I can do it full speed. Just like that. Alright, and then the second move that I'm going to show you guys how to do, I'm not sure if there's a name for it, if anybody has come up with a name for it, but this is one that I never really got taught it, but I taught myself how to do it. Basically it comes up over the index finger, flips around, and then I catch it with my thumb here, and then flip it back over the thumb, kind of like a vertical rollover, catch this handle, let it come down, and then pull it up for an aerial, flips back, and then I catch it like that. So here it is in full speed. Just like that. I'll try it from a little bit of a side view. Anyways, you get the picture. Now, last but not least, is the Cold Steel 1917 Naval Cutlass. This is a big old sword. I paid about $200 for this about a year ago. I overpaid a little bit. I know that there's places online selling them today for around $160, $180 in that range. But really amazing sword, super big, and Cold Steel, I mean, they make great products. this is no exception to that. Comes with this really nice sewn leather scabbard with a brass end. I'm going to call it a scabbard because it doesn't wobble at all. It's solid. Fits really nicely in that. This little thing clips off, and so you can take this whole belt loop assembly off, and so you can have it just be the scabbard. Comes with, this actually isn't the one that I ordered, but I wasn't too mad about it. Comes with I'm not sure what this handle material is, but it's a really nice hardwood. Brass screws that they have here, fixing everything together, and then this nice big hand guard, which I'm a big fan of. And yeah, overall, super cool knife. I love it. Or I'm sorry, sword, not a knife. Anyways, that's it for my knife collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you think any of your friends would enjoy my channel, any of my other offerings, go ahead and refer them to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Helps me gain subscribers and viewers. Anyways, if you want to see anything else, leave it in a comment below. Like this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.